God accepts and approves you right where you are. Faults and all, mistakes, shortcomings, not when you overcome, but right now. He knows you're on a journey. He's changing you little by little. He accepts you. Now you have to accept yourself. He approves you. You have to approve yourself.
Welcome back to our channel. In the world of renowned pastors and spiritual leaders, Joel Osteen stands out as a symbol of optimism and controversy. With his radiant smile and energetic tone, he is dubbed the Smiling Preacher, a man who inspires faith, hope, and success in millions of followers worldwide. Under his leadership, Lakewood Church has transformed into the largest religious empire in America, drawing more than 50,000 attendees each week and tens of millions of viewers via television. Yet, this brilliant light cannot fully obscure the contradictions lurking beneath the surface. Praised as a proponent of the prosperity gospel, Joel is simultaneously the focus of heated debates. From his lavish lifestyle to sermons accused of watering down traditional Christian teachings, is he truly a spiritual leader guiding millions closer to their faith? Or simply a skilled storyteller in an era where religion increasingly takes on the appearance of commerce? Joel Osteen, a great preacher or a controversial icon of our time. What lies behind that friendly smile? Truth, faith, or untold secrets? Let's explore the complex and remarkable journey of Joel Osteen, from a shy boy behind the camera to the most prominent spiritual leader of his generation. Early life. Known for his televised sermons and numerous best-selling books, Joel Osteen is one of the most prominent figures in the world. He was born on March 5, 1963, in Houston, Texas, into a family with a deep-rooted tradition of faith. Joel is the youngest of 6 children born to John Osteen and Dolores Pilgrim Osteen. His father, John, was a well-known pastor, ordained within the Southern Baptist denomination. However, in 1958, John made the bold decision to leave the denomination and establish Lakewood Church, an independent congregation that began in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Houston. That old, dilapidated warehouse was not just the birthplace of a small church, but also the cradle of faith for the Osteen family. With unwavering passion and a resolute spirit, John Osteen transformed it into a tight-knit community of believers, where faith was nurtured through every sermon he preached. As a shy and reserved boy, Joel grew up in the shadow of his father, a charismatic leader with a fiery and powerful preaching style. While Joel's siblings eagerly participated in ministry and preaching, Joel chose to remain behind the scenes. He was not the bold child who could stand in front of a congregation to deliver God's message. Instead, Joel spent most of his time learning and pursuing his passion behind the camera, working with video recording and editing equipment. This work introduced him to the world of media, something that would later become the key to taking Lakewood Church's name farther than ever imagined. Joel attended Humble High School and graduated in 1981. He then pursued a major in radio and television communications at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. However, Joel never completed his degree. After a brief time in college, he dropped out and returned home to Houston, where he took on the role of television production director for Lakewood Church. For 16 years, 1982 to 1999, Joel Osteen worked quietly behind the scenes, handling everything from operating cameras and setting up lighting to editing videos of his father's sermons. Notably, he carefully chose John Osteen's Sunday outfits each week, meticulously noting each ensemble on a yellow notepad, a small act that reflected Joel's deep dedication and respect for his father. In a 2013 interview with HuffPost, Joel shared, "My father asked me hundreds of times to preach, but I always said no. I thought I wasn't capable, that I didn't have the confidence to do it." From a young age, Joel believed he lacked the qualities of a preacher like his father, who commanded the pulpit with strength and fiery passion. Yet sometimes destiny is written in circumstances no one can foresee. Joel Osteen's journey began quietly. in the large shadow of his father, and through the humble work he did behind the scenes. However, those formative years were the very foundation that prepared him for a far greater role, one he himself could never have imagined. Career turning point. For 16 years, Joel Osteen chose to remain behind the scenes. He diligently handled the television production for Lakewood Church, where his father, John Osteen, delivered fiery and powerful sermons. While his father and siblings confidently stood on the pulpit, Joel found contentment in his quiet, unseen role. However, destiny arrived like an undeniable calling. In January 1999, as John Osteen's health deteriorated, he needed someone to take his place for the Sunday service. This time, despite his hesitation, Joel decided to step onto the pulpit, a decision driven by filial devotion rather than ambition. His first sermon was gentle and heartfelt, though it lacked the commanding presence of his father. And while the congregation was still reflecting on the sincerity of that service, tragedy struck. Just 6 days later, John Osteen suddenly passed away from a heart attack. The news was a tremendous shock to the entire Lakewood Church community, plunging them into overwhelming grief. More than anyone else, Joel understood that the void left by his father could never truly be filled. Yet amidst the pain and confusion, a calling from deep within urged him to step forward. I never thought I was capable. I never studied theology, and I had only preached once. But in that moment, I knew I couldn't let this mission remain unfinished. Joel decided to take over Lakewood Church, fully aware that the journey ahead would be anything but easy. Those early days were filled with challenges. From someone who had rarely stood on the pulpit, Joel now faced skepticism from within the very congregation his father had built. Questions arose. Does he have what it takes to lead? What can a pastor without formal theological training teach us? Yet, rather than attempting to imitate his father, Joel chose to remain true to himself. Gone were the fiery and stern sermons. Instead, Joel brought a style that was approachable, simple, and centered on hope, faith, and positivity. Gradually, his sincerity erased the doubts. People stopped comparing him to his father and began to embrace Joel Osteen as their own pastor. Joel Osteen's transition from behind the scenes to becoming a leader was not a glamorous journey, but the story of someone who dared to overcome fear, answered the call of his mission, and found his place on the pulpit. That defining moment marked the beginning of a new era for Lakewood Church and placed Joel in the role of a spiritual leader, one where light and shadow have always walked hand in hand. Joel Osteen's remarkable success. After overcoming the grief of losing his father and stepping into the role of leadership, Joel Osteen began writing a new chapter for Lakewood Church, one that not only revived the church but transformed it into the largest religious empire in the United States. With a fresh vision and a keen understanding of media, Joel not only inherited his father's legacy, but elevated Lakewood to unprecedented heights. When Joel Osteen officially took over the leadership of Lakewood Church in 1999, few believed he could bear such a heavy responsibility. At that time, the church welcomed only about 6,000 worshipers each week, and the community was still deeply tied to the fiery and powerful image of John Osteen. Yet Joel did not attempt to replicate his father. Instead, he introduced an entirely different approach: simple, gentle, and filled with optimism. From his pulpit, Joel delivered positive and accessible messages focused on faith, hope, and personal growth. It was this very style that ushered in an era of unprecedented growth in Lakewood Church's history. Under Joel Osteen's leadership, Lakewood Church experienced a remarkable transformation. In 2005, he made a bold decision to relocate the church's headquarters to the Compact Center, a sports arena with a seating capacity of 16,000. Once home to Houston's major basketball games and events, this iconic venue was transformed into America's largest church. This move showcased Joel's strategic vision and marked a significant turning point, transforming Lakewood from a community church into a true megachurch. Each week, over 50,000 worshipers gather to attend services, while millions more tune in through television broadcasts and online platforms. What sets Joel apart is not just the scale of the church, but his ability to harness the power of media to amplify his message. With years of experience in television production, Joel knew how to create services that were both compelling and emotional. He invested heavily in sound systems, lighting, and visuals, ensuring that each sermon was not just a religious service, but also a television program of the highest quality. Before long, Lakewood Church's broadcasts were aired in over 100 countries, becoming the most watched religious television program in the world. In addition to his televised success, Joel solidified his influence through globally best-selling books. In 2004, he released Your Best Life Now, an inspirational book on living a positive life and achieving personal success. The book became a phenomenon, reaching the New York Times bestseller list and selling millions of copies worldwide. Building on this success, Joel published a series of books including How to Become a Better You and Every Day a Friday, further establishing himself not only as a pastor, but also as a leading inspirational author. Through each page, Joel expanded his reach to readers seeking comfort and encouragement in modern life. Joel Osteen's success is undeniable, but it is not without contradictions and controversy. His preaching style focuses on optimism, hope, and personal growth, a stark contrast to traditional sermons grounded in theological doctrine. Joel avoids discussing topics like sin, penance, or judgment. Instead, he encourages people to believe that God wants you to be happy and successful. For millions of followers, these messages are a source of powerful motivation, helping them overcome life's challenges. Yet, to his critics, this is the greatest flaw in Joel's ministry. They accuse him of preaching a prosperity gospel, a doctrine that overly emphasizes material success while watering down the core values of Christianity. Despite the criticism, Joel remains steadfast in his path. He believes that every person deserves a better life and that faith in God opens the door to happiness and success. His sincerity and consistency in this message have helped him earn the trust of millions worldwide. For his followers, Joel is not just a pastor but also a companion, someone who reassures them, you can do it, even in life's darkest moments. Looking back at the journey from 1999 to today, Joel Osteen has transformed Lakewood Church from a modest congregation into a religious powerhouse. The compact center is not merely a grand architectural achievement, but a symbol of Joel's vision and Lakewood's exponential growth. Through television, books, and the masterful use of media, he has turned Lakewood into the largest religious center in the United States, with influence reaching across the globe. While his success remains surrounded by debate and skepticism, there is no denying that Joel Osteen has revolutionized the way religion connects with people in the modern era. The controversies surrounding Joel Osteen. Despite building a massive religious empire and becoming a source of inspiration for millions around the world, Joel Osteen has not been immune to harsh controversies surrounding his preaching style, lifestyle, and contentious decisions involving him and his family. The image of the ever-smiling preacher has, on many occasions, been overshadowed by public criticism and doubt. The prosperity gospel remains the most significant controversy in Joel Osteen's career. Known for sermons that focus on faith, hope, and success in life, Joel often emphasizes that God wants you to be happy, healthy, and prosperous. This message has attracted millions seeking encouragement during difficult times, but it has also drawn severe criticism from scholars and traditional pastors. They accuse him of diluting the core Christian values of sacrifice and humility, turning religion into a tool for pursuing success and wealth. For many, the prosperity gospel Joel preaches poses a significant danger. It can mislead believers into thinking that poverty and hardship are signs of weak faith, while the Bible emphasizes humility and caring for the poor. Along with his message, Joel Osteen's luxurious lifestyle has been a constant point of contention. As the pastor of America's largest church and a best-selling author, Joel has amassed immense wealth. He and his wife reside in a $12 million mansion in River Oaks, one of Houston's most affluent neighborhoods. Rumors of Joel owning a $40 million private jet have further fueled public outrage. To critics, this lavish lifestyle contradicts the teachings of humility and sharing found in Christianity. They question, how can a pastor live like a millionaire while urging his followers to live simple, faithful lives? However, Joel has consistently maintained that his income comes from his best-selling books and preaching events, not from Lakewood Church's funds. The Osteen family's reputation took a severe hit in 2008 due to a lawsuit involving Victoria Osteen. Victoria, Joel's wife and co-pastor at Lakewood Church, was accused of assaulting a flight attendant on a flight from Texas to Colorado in 2005. According to the attendant Sharon Brown, Victoria allegedly yelled, shoved, and even elbowed her in the chest after becoming upset that a stain on her seat had not been cleaned quickly. The incident delayed the flight and resulted in the Osteen family being asked to leave the plane. Although Victoria was cleared of the charges after a 2-hour trial, the incident significantly damaged the family's public image. The lawsuit sparked debates about Victoria's true character and the seemingly perfect image the Osteen family portrays to the public. One of the most infamous incidents in Joel's career occurred during Hurricane Harvey in 2017. When the historic storm devastated Houston, leaving thousands homeless and in need of immediate shelter, other churches and community centers opened their doors to evacuees. In contrast, Lakewood Church, with its 16,000-seat capacity, remained closed. The church initially explained that the building had suffered interior damage and could not be safely opened. However, when images emerged showing the interior of Lakewood largely untouched, a wave of backlash erupted. Critics accused Joel Osteen of lacking responsibility and compassion for his community during a moment of crisis. Under public pressure, Lakewood eventually opened its doors as a temporary shelter, but Joel's reputation suffered a significant blow. Joel Osteen's views on the LGBTQ+ community have also been a persistent source of controversy. As one of America's most influential pastors, Joel has been careful to avoid clear stances on sensitive topics such as same-sex marriage or LGBTQ+ rights. In interviews, he has often repeated that homosexuality is not God's best, while affirming that everyone is welcome at Lakewood Church. This ambiguous stance has made him a target of criticism from both sides. The LGBTQ+ community feels Joel does not strongly support them, while conservative Christians accuse him of compromising biblical teachings to align with modern values. The controversies surrounding Joel Osteen have made him one of the most polarizing religious leaders of his time. For his supporters, he is a symbol of faith and hope, someone who has transformed religion into a tool to help people live better lives. For his critics, he embodies the commercialization of religion, where the message of faith is diluted by materialism and glamour. Yet, amidst these contradictions, Joel Osteen continues to stand on the pulpit, wearing his radiant smile and delivering a message he believes has the power to change the lives of millions. The Lakewood Church shooting tragedy. With his ever-growing influence, Joel Osteen has transformed Lakewood Church into one of the most prominent religious symbols in the United States and the world. Yet, great success often comes with unforeseen challenges. Behind the brilliance of his achievements, Joel and his congregation have had to endure heartbreaking trials, with the tragedy on February 11, 2024, standing as the harshest test of his faith and leadership. This event marked a dark day in Lakewood Church's history, as the peaceful atmosphere of the Sunday service was shattered by the deafening sound of gunfire and overwhelming panic. The service that day was held in Spanish, an event that regularly drew a large number of worshipers. At precisely 2 p.m., as the sermon was underway, a woman suddenly entered the church carrying an AR-15 rifle, declaring that she had a bomb in her backpack. The sound of gunshots echoed through the hall, transforming the solemn and sacred space into a scene of unprecedented chaos. In a few short yet terrifying minutes, a 47-year-old man was shot in the leg, while a 7-year-old boy, the shooter's son, was tragically caught in the line of fire. The child was rushed to the hospital in critical condition and underwent emergency brain surgery to remove a damaged portion of his frontal lobe. The entire incident unfolded in less than 5 minutes, ending when 2 off-duty police officers, working as church security, were forced to neutralize the shooter to protect the congregation. The attacker was soon identified as Janice Yvonne Moreno, a 36-year-old woman with a long history of mental illness and domestic violence. Moreno, who grew up in Conroe, Texas, was described as severely unstable, with family members and relatives having repeatedly warned about her erratic behavior. According to her former mother-in-law, Moreno suffered from schizophrenia and had a history of uncontrollable violent outbursts. The discovery of a Palestine sticker on her weapon and anti-Semitic notes among her belongings sparked widespread speculation about her true motives. However, as of now, police have found no evidence indicating that the attack was premeditated or connected to any extremist group. During the church's darkest hour, Joel Osteen emerged as a leader, striving to calm the congregation and soothe the emotional wounds left by the tragedy. Just hours after the incident, he delivered a heartfelt speech, urging his community to hold on to their faith and pray for the victims. His voice choked with emotion as he spoke of the 7-year-old boy fighting for his life. "We are completely devastated. What happened today is beyond our understanding. But even in this darkest moment, we must hold on to our faith, pray for those affected, and keep moving forward." The shooting left behind deep pain and fear for the Lakewood Church community, serving as a profound test of Joel Osteen's leadership and personal faith. For years, he has stood on the pulpit delivering messages of hope and spiritual strength, but this time, he and his congregation faced a loss that words could hardly describe. For many, the sight of Joel standing among his community, ensuring they did not descend into despair, was the clearest testament to his resilience and sincerity in his faith. Yet for others, this tragedy reignited criticisms surrounding him, from questions about security at Lakewood Church to the role of a spiritual leader during moments of crisis. Despite the backlash, Joel Osteen chose to keep his community focused on faith and hope. On social media platforms, he called on millions of followers worldwide to pray for the victims, emphasizing that Lakewood Church would not succumb to fear. The following week, he returned to the pulpit, his voice and energy unwavering, as if to affirm that the light of faith could never be extinguished, even in the darkest of times. The tragedy of February 11th, 2024, stands as one of the greatest challenges of Joel Osteen's life and career. It tested not only his personal faith, but also the faith of the thousands who have trusted and followed him for years. Yet, as Joel once said in one of his sermons, "It's in the darkness that you truly see what your faith is made of. That's when you choose to trust in God and keep moving forward." And so, amidst grief and loss, Joel Osteen continues to march forward, striving to uphold his congregation's faith and ignite hope in even the darkest of times. Personal life. Beyond the challenges and trials at Lakewood Church, Joel Osteen's image remains closely tied to the pulpit, with messages of faith and hope. Yet, behind the radiant smile and energetic presence lies a man with everyday stories, a family that walks alongside him, and private aspects that have often thrust him into the center of public scrutiny. Joel Osteen married Victoria Osteen in 1987 after a chance encounter. The story began when Joel walked into Victoria's mother's jewelry store to buy a watch battery. From the very first meeting, Victoria impressed Joel with her strength, confidence, and bright smile, a smile that would later match his own. 2 years later, they officially tied the knot and embarked on a challenging journey of religious mission together. For Joel, Victoria has been more than a wife. She has been his closest ally and most important partner in his career. Victoria quickly became a co-pastor at Lakewood Church, taking on the role of the church's first lady. She frequently appears alongside Joel at services and on televised programs. However, unlike the traditional image of a woman working quietly behind the scenes, Victoria is a strong, outspoken personality, unafraid to share her views. This has at times made her a target of criticism, most notably in 2008, when Victoria was accused of assaulting a flight attendant. Although she was later acquitted, the incident left a blemish on the Osteen family's otherwise carefully crafted image of perfection. Joel and Victoria's family includes their two children, Jonathan and Alexandra Osteen. Jonathan, their eldest son, born in 1995, graduated with a degree in communications from the University of Texas and is now an active member of Lakewood Church's worship band. Alongside his parents, Jonathan helps expand Lakewood's reach to younger generations through music and media. Meanwhile, Alexandra, born in 1998, is also a talented singer who frequently performs during church services. The sight of Joel Osteen's children actively serving their community reflects the family values he often emphasizes in his sermons. However, the Osteen family has not been spared from criticism, particularly when their lavish lifestyle was brought into the public eye. Their $12 million mansion in River Oaks, one of Houston, Texas's most affluent neighborhoods, has become a symbol of controversy. To critics, such extravagance clashes with the biblical teachings of humility and simplicity. Rumors about Joel owning a $40 million private jet further fueled the backlash, with many arguing that he embodies commercialized religion more than true spiritual leadership. Nonetheless, Joel has consistently asserted that his wealth comes from best-selling books, preaching events, and personal investments, not from Lakewood Church's funds. Amid the waves of criticism, Joel Osteen maintains his calm and confident demeanor, much like his appearances on the pulpit. He often emphasizes, "Prosperity is not a sin. What matters is how you use what you have to help others and spread God's love." While this statement resonates with many supporters, critics argue it blurs the line between religion and commerce, leaving a lingering sense of discomfort. Beyond the controversies and public spotlight, Joel Osteen leads a life filled with simple pleasures. He has shared that one of his greatest joys is taking evening walks and stargazing with Victoria, rare moments of peace amid the whirlwind of his career and responsibilities. Additionally, Joel is a sports enthusiast and often watches basketball games to unwind and relieve stress. For Joel Osteen, family remains a sanctuary of peace amid public scrutiny and the pressure of leading one of the world's largest churches. Whether criticized for his lavish lifestyle or his message of prosperity, it is undeniable that family has been his greatest source of strength, helping him overcome every challenge. From this stronghold, Joel continues to share messages of optimism and hope, igniting faith for millions of believers worldwide. The influence and legacy of Joel Osteen. With over 2 decades on the pulpit, Joel Osteen has become one of the most influential spiritual leaders of the modern era. He has not only inspired millions of followers worldwide, but also transformed Lakewood Church into a symbol of faith and hope amidst a turbulent modern world. However, like many prominent figures, his influence comes with mixed evaluations, admiration from supporters, and harsh criticism from detractors. The positive impact of Joel Osteen is undeniable. Through his energetic sermons and messages of optimism, he has ignited faith and hope in millions across the globe. In an age where many feel lost, disheartened, and face hardships in life, his words of encouragement, such as, "God always has a good plan for you," and "Don't let the past define your future," have become an important spiritual anchor for many. It is this simple, accessible, yet powerful message that earned Joel Osteen the title of the Smiling Preacher, a man who brings light and faith during life's darkest moments. Under Joel's leadership, Lakewood Church has grown far beyond a traditional church and become a global religious symbol. From 6,000 attendees per week in 1999, the church now draws over 50,000 worshipers every week, with tens of millions tuning in via television broadcasts. Lakewood's reach extends beyond its physical walls to over 100 countries, thanks to media programs and international events. For those who trust and admire him, Joel Osteen is a modern spiritual leader who has helped them find peace and purpose in a chaotic world. However, alongside the praise, Joel Osteen's influence has faced considerable criticism. To his supporters, he is a symbol of faith, but critics accuse him of commercializing religion and diluting the essence of traditional Christianity. His sermons, often focused on personal success, prosperity, and wealth, have led many to label him as a preacher of prosperity gospel, a message criticized for overemphasizing material gain while downplaying the values of sacrifice and charity that lie at Christianity's core. Joel's lavish lifestyle has also fueled public scrutiny. From his $12 million mansion to rumors of a $40 million private jet, his image in the eyes of some often resembles that of a wealthy businessman more than a humble pastor. His critics argue, faith cannot be measured by luxury, and religion should not become a brand. Yet Joel's supporters view the matter differently. They believe his success and wealth are not in conflict with his faith, but are evidence of God's blessings and grace. To them, Joel Osteen is living proof of the message he preaches. Believe in good, live positively, and you will receive what you deserve. The legacy of Joel Osteen remains a topic of ongoing debate. Is he truly a bearer of faith's light for this era, or is he simply a talented speaker with an exceptional ability to inspire? To the tens of millions who follow him worldwide, Joel is the one who has helped them overcome personal crises, rediscover hope, and build better lives. But to his critics, he represents a commercialized form of religion where faith and hope are packaged as products and sold to the public. Regardless of one's perspective, Joel Osteen has undoubtedly left an indelible mark on modern religious history. He has transformed how religion is delivered and accessed, opening a new era where the church is no longer confined to a physical space, but becomes a platform for global connection. Time will ultimately determine the true legacy of Joel Osteen, but until then, he continues to stand on the pulpit, his radiant smile unwavering, spreading the message he believes can change lives. God will never abandon you. Always hold on to your faith, for the best is yet to come. Joel Osteen, with his radiant smile and optimistic message, has become one of the most renowned pastors of our time. He transformed Lakewood Church from a small congregation into a global symbol of faith, where millions have found hope and purpose. Through his simple sermons, best-selling books, and vast media influence, he has firmly established his position in the modern religious world. However, alongside his remarkable success are endless controversies. His luxurious lifestyle, the prosperity gospel message, and his approach to sensitive issues have turned Joel into a polarizing figure. To his supporters, he is a beacon of faith and optimism. Yet to his critics, he represents a religion that has been commercialized. Despite the divided opinions, one thing is undeniable. Joel Osteen has left a profound mark on millions of believers worldwide. His legacy, praised by some and questioned by others, remains a thought-provoking story of faith, hope, and resilience in an era full of challenges. In the darkness, faith is the light that guides the way. Believe, for the best is yet to come. What are your thoughts on Joel Osteen's journey, filled with contradictions yet undeniably impressive? Is he the bearer of faith's light, or simply an extraordinary speaker? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to join us in exploring more inspiring stories about remarkable individuals.